Updated, my 26 male, fiance 24 female gave me an ultimatum. Stop being friends with my ex and stop our families interacting, or she will call off the wedding and our relationship. Original post, throwaway for obvious reasons. I'm hoping to gain some insight by posting here. Some outside opinions or something I would be very grateful for right now. Some background. My ex-girlfriend Emma, 26, and I, 26 male, were together for 9 years. We got together when we were 13 and broke things off when we were 22. We were friends since first grade. We grew up together, our families became quite close, and our friendship circles were always intertwined at some point or another. This will be important later. We drifted in different directions as we got older, and we realized that what we wanted from our relationships were ultimately different. We no longer had romantic feelings for one another, so we decided we would be better off as friends. We were best friends anyway. There hasn't been anything romantic since we broke up, nothing of a sexual nature either. A quick hug here and there to say goodbye at most. I truly haven't felt that way about her since things ended, and she's the same. The breakup was very amicable. Now to the issue. My fiancée Sarah, 24, and I have been together for almost 3 years. I proposed a few days ago and we are set to be married this year. I was so happy when she said yes. Our relationship has been great. Amazing communication, always smiling together. It's been wonderful. She knew about my past with Emma, and I was very upfront with her about it when we first began dating, as Emma and I are still friends. Our families still get together for sporting events, have parties, and hang out together all the time. My parents are really close to hers, and her siblings, 22 male, 25 female, 17 female, 18 female, and 19 male, are good friends as well. They are all very close. They even have a weekly pizza night. We also have a few common friends. I didn't want Sarah to feel uncomfortable at any point, so I tried really hard to let her know everything I could and take the right steps to show her she is my number one. I would always include her in family events, make sure my family would spend time with her, and have even tried to create our own rituals together. I adore this girl. I think she is incredible, and from the day that I met her, I have been head over heels. She hasn't voiced a single problem to me about any of this until today. She would even encourage me to invite Emma over to get-togethers we have hosted, or along to movies or dinner with her other friends. I was under the impression Sarah really liked her, especially considering the extra effort she would make to include her. Sarah and Emma have always gotten along, and they haven't been anything but nice to one another. I thought they were friends. Now I'm confused. She told me today, after taking time to think about it, that our friendship is weird and shouldn't continue. She gave me an ultimatum. To end our friendship, or she will end the relationship. Wow. She said that she feels disrespected. Really? That I would even consider keeping someone I had a relationship with in my life. I couldn't get a single word in before she left. She's staying with a friend tonight. I don't understand how any of this could happen. She seemed happy. This is meant to be a positive time in our relationship. She said nothing has happened between her, Emma, or our families. I don't know what to do. She's been blowing up my phone with texts and I don't know what to say. I thought I did everything right. Emma and I are still friends. Not overly close though, but we definitely don't cross any kind of boundaries together. We don't speak about anything inappropriate or do anything we should not. She is also in a relationship at the moment. We don't talk every day and we don't see each other one-on-one or very frequently. Sarah has also mentioned that she is uncomfortable with her family spending time together after we have broken up and wants me to put an end to that behavior as well. I can't control what my family does, who they see, or who they are friends with. They have been nothing but kind to Sarah. They make a real effort to make her feel special and even include her in the family. I don't know what to do. Is my friendship wrong? Should I talk to her families? Or is this ultimatum unfair? It's unfair unless we're missing something. Edit. I just want to mention, because I've gotten a few comments about it, that Emma and I are no longer close. I see her at events she is also invited to, or when Sarah invites her along with us, and her friends do the same. I don't actively seek her out for one-on-one time or invite her places myself. I don't even message her or text her. She's in a relationship too. Our families are close, parents are best friends, and our siblings grew up together. They even still have sleepovers. That means I'll see her places or run into her. That is really hard to avoid, but I really do try. I wanted to make that clear. I have made an effort to set up boundaries to make Sarah as comfortable as possible. I've tried so hard. Now for the comments before reading the update. What has she said in the texts? The texts are where her feelings about our families being close came in. She only voiced the fact that she didn't want Emma and I to have anything to do with one another before she left and raced out the door. I've tried calling her, she won't answer. I've left voicemails telling her I want to talk, but I haven't heard a response. Beyond make a choice. You obviously don't control who your family has friends with. Will she then insist you cut off your family when they continue to be friends with Emma and her family? Your significant other is being unreasonable and unrealistic. Are there other worrisome, controlling behaviors she engages in that you perhaps haven't addressed? She hasn't been controlling, or if she has, I have not been able to tell. When we first started hosting get-togethers, though, and going out, I didn't mention Emma or inviting her. I thought it would be more of a couple thing we did for us and our friends. But she would insist Emma come along even though I never asked. That's the worst she's been, in my opinion, because she really wanted her to come. She wouldn't let it go. At the time, I figured she just wanted to be friends. Now I'm thinking it could have meant something else. Sarah never acted maliciously in those settings. She only ever wanted to talk to Emma about shows, music, etc. She had a few things in common with her that she didn't have anyone else to talk to about with them. Now for the update. It's been a very eventful 3 days, and after all the advice I was given on my last post, I thought I should share an update. I also want to thank everyone for their words of wisdom and kindness. I read every comment and took them all to heart. I really appreciated it. This update is long and not what I was hoping for, but what happened has happened. I couldn't get a hold of Sarah for 2 days. She wouldn't answer my calls or messages. I left her a voicemail asking her to come home or to meet up somewhere for coffee so we could talk together. I let her know that I loved her, that she would always be first. I heard nothing back. She's never been like this. If we had an issue, we would always talk it through. We even had a pact to never go to bed mad at one another, and we never have. But she didn't come home. She didn't even reply to me. At first I thought she wanted some time to cool down, but it just kept getting later. I couldn't stop thinking she would walk back through the door. She didn't. I heard nothing from her. I could barely get any sleep. I texted her explaining I'd do whatever I could to show her how much she means to me. I explained the only reason I saw Emma was at gatherings for mutual friends or family friends that she tagged along to, or when Sarah invited her to events herself. I told her that she didn't have to do that, that I didn't want it or need it. I only wanted her. I said I wouldn't attend any get-togethers I knew Emma would be attending at all. I also tried my best to explain that her families were very close before Emma and I got together, and that I wouldn't control and couldn't control who they were friends with. I did tell her we could talk, though, and that we would maybe come up with something together that would make her feel more comfortable. I let her know my family loves her. She didn't reply. It took everything I had to not keep calling her to see if she was okay, but I didn't want to upset her further. I read some comments saying it might, so I tried to listen. I still hadn't heard from her by the afternoon of the next day. I tried to call her again, but it rung out. I sent her another message telling her I just wanted to know if she was okay, and that if I didn't hear back from her soon, I would have to start calling her family or her friends. I didn't know if something had happened to her. This was so out of character. She's never done this. I was so worried. She texted me back straight away, "I'm fine, I'm not coming home." That was it. I tried to call her. I knew she was right there. I figured she would pick up. I called, but she had turned her phone off. I didn't know what to do. It felt like my heart had been ripped out of my chest. I didn't know what I should be doing. I didn't know what would bring her home. I just wanted to talk. I wanted to make it better. I ended up going to my parents' house last night. They live close, about 5 minutes on a slow day. I was an absolute mess and didn't think I could cope by myself. It was about 8 p.m. when I went over and I hadn't heard from her again. I went to bed in the spare room. I was only asleep for a few hours when the shit started to hit the fan. My phone was going off. It was Sarah. "Where are you? Did you run back to her? I had no idea what she was talking about. I told her I was at my parents'. I told her I was coming home. I begged her to please stay. I was fumbling trying to get myself dressed and find my keys. It was about 2 a.m. I kept and dropped everything. I wanted to be gone. I was halfway out the door, and that's when it happened. She pulled up into the driveway and was absolutely livid when she got out of the car. She was screaming at me, yelling her head off, and no matter what I did, she wouldn't calm down. The street my parents live on is fairly echoey, and she was loud. People started flicking their lights on, and our neighbors started to come out onto their porches. It was a shit show. My parents came outside too, and my mother started to try to talk to her. They have always gotten along well, and she wasn't responding to me no matter how much I tried. Sarah wasn't having it. She told me she knew what I'd been doing behind her back, that her family knew, and I was lucky enough to be given a chance to cut ties and move on after having an affair for so long. I have never cheated on her, let alone having an affair. I loved Sarah. I wanted to marry her and be with her. It didn't matter what I said. She wouldn't believe me. She wouldn't listen. She kept calling me every name under the sun. My mother asked her to please come inside to talk, and that it was a misunderstanding, that I loved her and that they loved her, and we just needed to talk it through. Sarah started calling her a bitch, a terrible mother, a shitty person. Told her that she knew what I was apparently doing and even encouraged it. How sick she was for that. My mother tried to explain herself that this wasn't happening, and that's when Sarah slapped her. Out of nowhere, full force. I went silent. My mother started to cry. Sarah started apologizing over and over. It was an instant regret, or at least it looked that way. It didn't matter. I ended it right there. I told her to go, that the engagement was off, we were over, and that she needed to get her things from my house. She was crying, still apologizing, but you can't come back from that. She hit my mother. She's never not shown all the love in the world to Sarah, and for her to do that to someone, let alone someone that means that much to me, was enough. I don't know why she wouldn't listen to me. I don't know why she chose to believe these other people over me. Why she wouldn't even talk, but it doesn't matter. I've never felt this empty. I gave 3 years of my life to someone who refused to even talk to me or believe me. I thought I knew her. I thought she was kind. How can you go so long with someone and not even know what they were capable of? All I know at this point is that I plan to stay single for a while. Additional comments. Her behavior is extraordinarily odd. I would reach out to a few friends of hers you really know you can trust and let them know what kind of bad shape that she's in. Honestly, this kind of sudden shift sounds like it could be from a brain tumor or mental health issue. It also could be that she was feeling stressed in some way and has had some kind of breakdown under all the stress. There's a few friends of her that I can contact, so I definitely will, thank you. I still care about her deeply and want nothing but the best for her, but this just isn't something that I can move past. Any possibility that Emma told Sarah that she was having an affair with you? Sarah's behavior is just too odd to come out of nowhere. From what Sarah did say last night and from what she has messaged me since, it was members of her family that told her. Her family has never been close to or met mine. I only met them briefly. They have declined every invitation to get together. From what I know, they haven't gotten to know any of Sarah's exes or their families. My best guess is that the concept is extremely foreign to them, or so something had to be amiss in their eyes, or maybe they didn't like me. Sarah loves her family, though. The fact that this news came from them is probably why she believed it without any second thought. Story 2. Boyfriend, 21 male, hung out with my bully, 21 female, and kept it from me, plus update. Original post. So sorry that this is long. I'll try to keep it short. I'm 21 female, currently in a long-distance relationship with my boyfriend, 21 male, because we're in different colleges. This morning, I asked him what time I should call him in the evening. He said he had plans to meet someone. I asked who, and he said it's an old friend. I said, oh, from school? He told me no, she's a family friend. I said okay and didn't think anything of it. My boyfriend does these solo outings with his female friends a lot where he goes one-on-one hangouts with them. So I didn't think anything of it. I've never had any problems with it before because I'm not a jealous person and I trusted him. But now I'm rethinking that. A few hours ago I was scrolling on Instagram and switched over to my photography account and noticed my boyfriend had posted a story. I opened it, and it was a repost of a picture of him sitting in some restaurant drinking a milkshake, and the caption on it was, "Milkshake Stealer." I see the account that posted it, and it's the girl that bullied me all through middle and high school. I literally had a panic attack after I saw that, and I'm still in shock. Also, for context, I have been dating my boyfriend since senior year of high school. When we started dating, the bullying stopped because he was kind of the popular guy and I was dating him. He knew of her but wasn't friends with her. I told him about the bullying, and he even joked once that he saved me from her. So he knows what she's done to me and how I almost landed in the psych ward because of this girl, and he still lied to me about meeting her. When I switched back to my main account, I noticed he had blocked me from his story, but he probably forgot to block my photography account, and that's why I saw it. I haven't confronted him with it because he's asleep, but I'm feeling so betrayed and hurt right now. I can't even type properly because I'm shaking. I don't know what to think. I don't know if I'm more upset at him hanging out with her or keeping it from me, or both. I usually pride myself on being a chill girlfriend despite my insecurities, but I'm really upset right now. Now for the update. Hi everyone, currently writing this after crying for an hour straight, but I did break up with him. Also, thank you to everyone who supported and gave kind messages. I'm truly so grateful. I would not have been able to break up with him if I didn't have so many people backing me up. So thank you for having my back. So I ended up pulling an all-nighter because of anxiety and decided to call him immediately after he was up. This is how the conversation went. I asked him if he had blocked me from his story, and he denied it. So I told him I saw it from my second account, and he went silent. Then he asked me if I was mad at him. If I hadn't posted here and gotten feedback from you all, then I wouldn't have probably downplayed it, but I was firm with him. I said of course I was mad. What did he think? He's hanging out with someone who ruined my life. He said, "You're twisting it way out of proportion. This is why I didn't want to tell you." I asked how. He said he was just meeting someone he asked to meet up with because she was in the area and he couldn't say no. Edit. Oh my God, really big deal. I forgot to mention when he was trying to justify meeting up with her, his reason was that he befriends everyone, so it's not exclusive to her, and he also told me she seems like she's a changed person. How did I forget to mention that when I wrote this? Sorry, my brain is all muddled up. I just remembered this because of another comment. We kept arguing back and forth, and he kept gaslighting me, which I notice more now, and I finally told him that he broke my trust and betrayed me, and I want to break up. I was expecting him to be mad, but he said, if that's what you want. That just made me cry more, and I asked, do you not care about me at all? He said, I do, but not when you're disrespecting me like this. He also got mad at me for confronting him straight after he woke up, but I really couldn't wait because the anxiety was eating me alive. I think what he said at the end that stung the most was that don't jump to insecurities onto me because I'm not your therapist. He has said this before as well when I've tried to talk about issues in our relationship, where he's told me not to come to him for that. I was like, who else do I talk to about my relationship problems other than the guy that I'm dating? He said, I don't know, but not me, go to a therapist. That never made any sense to me, but I believed him because I didn't want to lose him. In the beginning of the relationship, he would be there for me when I was anxious or depressed. But in the past year and a half, every time that I'm down, he tells me not to come to him. Is that normal? No, it's not. I know he was not my therapist and I wouldn't dump my problems on him, but I just wanted some support. As you should, he's your boyfriend. Anyway, I don't want to make this long. If you want specifics of the conversation, I can write them in the comments. I'm still nauseous and shaking, so I'm having a hard time typing this. Sorry if it's a bit messy. He was so mean to me just now that even though I'm grieving the relationship, I'm glad I broke up with him. I don't think I want to be with someone who's so mean to me after all the bullying I've endured in my life. Also, if any of you are worried about me, please don't be. I'm at home right now, thankfully, and my mom is helping me. Thank you again for being so supportive. I really wasn't expecting so much of it. You are all amazing. Edit. I hadn't blocked him yet, but he just blocked me on all socials. Update to edit. He just unblocked me and started calling me on Instagram when he realized I blocked his number. I finally blocked him back. I'm feeling anxious and overwhelmed, but I think I've made the right decision. One final comment. Yeah, the more people reiterate his behavior back to me, the more I'm like, wow, I really was justifying his terrible behavior and losing myself in the process just so I could keep him in my life. I think right now I'm hurt more by what he's done rather than losing him. So far, he hasn't tried contacting me again, and I hope it stays that way. He's definitely staying blocked. Thank you for your kind words. That's all for today. If you're enjoying this story, please like the video and share your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you.